Welcome to the Native Diamond Podcast.
Oh, shit! What you waiting for?
What the fuck is going on? How the fuck are you guys doing? What's going on, everybody? We're back in the building with another podcast episode. And in this week's episode, I wanted to post Driveways, my conversation with Derek and Pat. I really appreciated everything, you guys getting up with me, you guys answering the silly icebreaker questions. And also, if you finish the podcast, you get a little surprise at the end if you are a student. So
listen to the whole thing.
But anyways, we're going to get into this thing. In this episode, we're basically talking about their new album, October Forever. And they're going to be in the mid-roll. So if you want to hang out, listen to the conversation, listen to some new musics, that would be fucking dope. Well, you know what to do. Stay tuned.
When I peeled back the layers and looked at the truth, I saw what I feared. Just a person that can't comprehend the abuse, that pretends not to hear you now. The colors look beautiful, red and yellow rivers in the street, but to them it's a funeral. There's death in the deceit. I'm not worth it. You can't fall back now.
What's up, my dudes? Seth Mick here. This is Native Diamond Podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, today I'm hanging out with Driveways, punk post-hardcore band based out of Boston, Mass. Thank you guys so much for being on the show.
Thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having us, man.
Oh, yeah. If you haven't seen the show before, to anybody who's listening, I start off with icebreaker questions. They're about 25 or so off the top, either or style questions. All I ask is that you say the first thing that comes to mind, and you can always pass. You don't have to answer any of these if you don't want to. We'll kick it off with the first one. Water parks, the band, or would you rather go to a water park?
I don't know if I know Water Parks, the band, but I don't like going to water parks, so I'd rather listen to Water Parks, the band.
Yep, go with that. Yep.
Nice. All right, next question. I know Boston is a huge sports city, so are you guys more in tune with NFL or NHL?
I think NFL for both of us, D, right?
Yeah, big football guys. Yep.
Tough year for the Pats, but definitely football.
Yeah, it's crazy. You guys picked up Cam, and I'm in Carolina, so that was our QB1.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So
who's starting over there now? Is it Teddy Bridgewater?
Yeah.
Teddy Bridgewater. Yeah, I mean he's decent. Is Cam? Did he play last week? I didn't even keep up. Last
Try.
week. Yeah, he tried.
Oh my,
He
it was
got
brutal.
He got benched. It wasn't good.
Oh, jeez. Well, it's gonna be. I mean, it's weird. Anyways, I can't believe that they're really rolling with the season. In my opinion, like they're not doing the bubble thing like everyone else, and I don't know. It feels like you're not gonna finish the season. And that's kind of how I'm feeling about it.
I'll agree. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Next question: a day to remember or neck deep?
That's how I really like both of those bands. I got to pass. I don't know. I like them a lot. I like both of them a lot.
I'll go to A Day to Remember. I've never heard a Neck Deep song, so.
That's cool, dude. You should check them out, dude. They're pretty. Well, I like their older stuff. Their newer stuff has been a little bit more radio friendly, I guess, but it just feels like genuine pop punk, and it blows my mind because they're like from the UK, and you couldn't tell like just by listening to them sing. But once I saw an interview, it like blew my mind. But anyway, shout out Neck Deep. Do you guys like emo rap or metalcore?
If I had to pick one, I'd pick probably metalcore.
Yeah, big metalcore person. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite metalcore bands?
Devil's Prada. I like the generic with metalcore, like the early 2000s metalcore.
Mm-hmm.
I really like August Burns Red. Does that count as metalcore?
Oh, definitely.
I don't even. Yeah, I don't even know what metalcore is anymore
I know.
these days.
Counterparts too. I know me and D both, and Ryan, who's not here, but we all love Counterparts.
Dude, hell yeah. I really like that band. Have you heard End?
Yep.
Yeah, End
Is
is
that?
sick.
Yeah, they're like a little. Yeah, they're awesome. I just heard them the other day. It's like the it's like the side project from Counterparts, right?
Yeah. It's like Brendan Murphy and Will Putney. It's really sick, man. It's like a super group. Like I don't know, I just found out about them this year. But yeah, those are awesome bands, man. Now that it's like Halloween, I've been asking a lot more like horror type questions. So which one do you like better, The Ring or Land of the Dead?
The Ring used to give me nightmares when I was a kid, and I think I'd rather Land of the Dead.
I'm gonna go Ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ring. Yeah.
It's a scary movie, man.
Dude, that scared the shit out of me. That was like 2001. I think I was in 5th grade or something. And yeah, I was so scared to get that fucking fuzzy shit on your screen or
I
whatever.
know.
It used to scare the shit out of me. But yeah, that gave me nightmares for sure. Next question. Which villain do you like better, or who do you think was a better villain rather? Jigsaw from Saw or Ghostface from Scream?
I think Ghostface from Scream only because the Saw movies just gross me out.
I'll go Jigsaw. I like Jiggy. I like him.
I think there's like a new one, like a spinoff Jigsaw, but I didn't see it. But I don't know if anyone, I don't know if you guys have seen
I
it or
think I like
whatever.
read about that last year, but is it finally like coming out or something?
I'm not sure. Like I think it's already out, but I haven't seen it. But I
Chris
was just
Rock
wondering.
am I making that up? Is like Chris Rock in it? I heard or something like that. Or
Oh
I don't know,
yeah,
maybe.
yeah,
I wouldn't be.
yeah.
That wouldn't surprise me, honestly.
I could be. I thought I heard something about that. Who knows?
We'll check it out. We'll fact check it later. We can take that out if we need to. No, I'm just kidding. Bands that you've been listening to lately or as of recent, have they been signed or unsigned?
I definitely probably
Yeah, I
mostly
don't even-
like signed bands, but there's always some hidden gems on Spotify too, like on Release Radar and stuff. But for me, I'd probably say mostly signed bands.
yeah, like yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't really go looking to see if they're on a label or not. I just
Yeah, I know.
listen to 'em.
Me.
Gotcha.
I'm not sure if I 100% know the answer to that, but I'm just taking a guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I was just trying to see if I can pry any unsigned bands, any unsigned talent that are kind of flying under the radar for me. I'm always looking for like new talent. And I don't know, I kind of when I get advice from people, they're always like, you need to try to interview like this huge band or whatever. But I'd rather interview the people that are kind of flying under the radar who might pop off or blow up or whatever. That's, to me, that's more exciting than because we've heard those interviews before, right? So it's like I feel
Yeah,
like I
yeah,
would just
yeah.
be like
Yep.
doing that over and over and over. So
Yeah, that's
anyway,
awesome. Absolutely. Yeah.
I travel a lot, so I figured I'd throw this in here. But would you rather fly or do it on the road as far as like a road trip?
I would rather do a road trip all day, every day. I'm scared to death of planes. I get crazy uneasy on planes. I have to listen to like calm music, and I hate planes. So I'd rather. I have nightmares about planes. I would rather drive.
I'm a fly guy. Get me there ASAP. I don't have time to drive.
Nice. Do you have a bunch of stacked up flight points?
I do. I do, yes. I had to cancel so many trips like from obviously the last 8 months
Hmm.
that I just have all this like JetBlue flight credit that I have to use.
That's awesome, though. Yeah.
D's a big Disney World guy. Loves
Oh,
Disney
yeah.
World.
Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome. No, that's really cool. I want to go. Like, I want to go with me and my wife before we start popping out kids, because I know it's going to be hard as shit if we
Yep. Yep.
we wait. So we just kind of want to get that out of our system beforehand. So if we could go to a show and you could go to your favorite band or whatever, uh, would you like to stage dive, or are you more of a standing in the back kind of guy?
Stand in the back. I think I
Way,
speak for both of us, D. Right?
way back. Way back.
Well,
Side stage is like
yeah,
good.
I'm getting older, man.
You never know. Some people I ask and they surprise the shit out of me with that one, so it's always fun. So I don't know if you've heard of the second band, but I'll give it a shot. Mayday Parade or Nothing Nowhere.
I love both of those bands or projects. I just found out like about Nothing Nowhere like about a year and a half ago. So I really that guy is awesome. He's wicked talented. So I'd go with him like recently, but I love Mayday too. I like both of them.
Nice.
I haven't heard a song from either band. I don't.
You probably have from Mayday Parade. You
I
probably just
know,
don't
isn't
know.
it what's the lead singer's name Derek too? I think I know that. We'll fact check that again. Fact check Dozy, yeah.
Would you rather hike a mountain or Netflix and chill?
Hike a mountain. I like getting
Yep.
outside. Yeah.
Hike.
Nice.
Yep. Yeah.
That's cool.
Plus, I've watched
Um,
everything on Netflix already, so there's nothing.
yeah, I'm sure. Yes, I'm sure with everything going on. Is there anything like close to you guys, or do you have to like kind of take a road trip to do that?
We we're about like I don't know, like an hour and a half from some places in New Hampshire that you can go. It's like Weston Mass and stuff too, D, right? That we like you can
Yep.
there's cool stuff close to us that's like, you know, an hour, 2 hour drive depending on how far up in like Maine or Vermont or New Hampshire you want to go.
That's awesome. Yeah, like being in North Carolina, I'm literally like 2 hours, 3 hours from either the beach or the mountains. So that is something I like about this state, even though it can be kind of like closed minded and very southern. But we'll get into that later, maybe. but um,
That's cool though that you have that choice all the time to go to the
it,
beach, go to the mountain, you know.
it is cool, and like the craft beer scene obviously started popping off, and like that's been a huge thing. Like going towards the mountains, there's a lot more like really renowned like craft breweries out there, like towards Asheville. And dude, there's Asheville beer everywhere. There's probably some near where you guys live. I'm sure you could find some at the store. Let's see. Here's some more horror questions. The Strangers or Paranormal Activity?
Wow, those are like wicked good movies. I'd say The Strangers if I had to pick.
Yeah. The Strangers. That was a creepy movie. That was
It was.
creepy.
I'm glad you've seen it, but like the ending like tripped me up because I didn't expect that. But it was pretty interesting. Paranormal stuff. Dude, my wife's like into those like ghost hunter shows like hardcore. I don't know about you guys, but I always like see that shit on TV like if I walk by it.
So like Ghost Adventures, you know that one with like
Oh,
Zach
dude, yeah.
Bagans. I actually got to ghost hunt with him and the dudes from
What?
yeah, there was like a fundraiser or something, and we got to go to the Eastern State Penitentiary in Pennsylvania and do like a night of ghost hunting with them.
That's
So like
insane.
they like locked me in a cell or like it was a
Gee,
story from
when
another
was
time,
this?
but
How
yeah.
long ago was this?
Me and my brother Mikey did it like I don't know 2010 or something like that
That's sick.
2009.
That's
Yeah.
cool. Were you guys on an episode or was it just
No, it
something?
was more like it was just a fundraiser like in the background. It wasn't what they weren't filming.
Oh, that would have been cool. I was like,
Yeah,
damn, I'll try
yeah.
to find that episode. That sounds awesome. The Amity Affliction or Spirit Box?
I don't know Spirit Box, so I'd say the Amity Affliction.
Yeah, Amity. Although I can't log into Twitter without seeing something about Spirit Box. I haven't listened to them yet, but I'm assuming probably should because they're like everywhere now.
Yeah. I don't know if you've heard of this band, but I wrestled a bear once.
Yep.
So it's Courtney from that project, and
Okay.
it's like
Okay.
her and her husband or whatever. But yeah, they've been blowing up. They just got signed with Rise, I believe, but they've been all over like Octane and Sirius XM, Liquid Metal. Those guys are really backing them super hard. Yeah, they're just popping off right now. You guys should definitely check out Spirit Box. If you like harder stuff, you would like it a lot. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely will.
yeah, dude. Who would win in a fight? Deadpool or Wonder Woman?
I'm gonna go Wonder Woman. I like the Wonder Woman movie better than the Deadpool movie, so I'll say Wonder Woman gets the W.
I don't know. I have no clue who either one is. I know Wonder Woman. I don't even know Deadpool. I don't know who that is or what that
That's
is.
the Ryan Reynolds movie, right?
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds, the superhero. He's like the foul
Uh,
mouth superhero. I think it's like the only one that's like rated mature or something. Anyway, since it is like October, pumpkin beer or carve a pumpkin.
probably carve a pumpkin.
Yeah, I'm straight edge, so I'm carving the pumpkin.
Nice. The drummer or whatever, is he straight edge as well, or are you guys all straight edge?
Ryan and I aren't, but we take it a little easier nowadays.
Right.
Get
Yeah, there's no harm, no foul in that. The Wonder Years or Movements.
another two great bands. I'd say the Wonder Years for me, but Movements is awesome. That album they just put out is sick.
Yeah, movements. Yeah.
That's cool. Sometimes I ask about like Movements and no one knows who that is, but um, I will say like, even though you guys aren't like comparable to them or whatever, but like how, you know how like Movements Feel Something was in like 2017.
Yeah,
I feel that way about this album that you guys just dropped, like October Forever. Like I feel like it's gonna be like a memorable, like just time in my life and stuff like that. So like I think it's really cool. I really enjoy like the new album.
thank you, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah, of course. Which show do you like better? I don't know if you've heard of this second one. It's kind of goofy, but SNL, Saturday Night Live, or Pen 15.
I've seen Pen 15 on Hulu. That was
Yeah.
it was pretty funny, but I'd have to go with SNL just because the amount of time. It has more episodes, and
Mm-hmm.
but if I had to pick, I'd pick SNL. But Pen 15 was pretty good.
Yeah.
SNL. Should I watch Pen 15? Should I be watching that?
It's funny. It's super funny. I think what's funny about it is, okay, so if you don't know, it's basically like what would you say, like it's like a homage to the 90s, I guess, and like growing
Yeah,
up
it's
in the
like
early 2000s.
it's the weirdest premise for a show. Yeah, it's like late '90s, early two. It's all about like middle school.
Yeah.
The two actresses in that show are hilarious.
But it's
Like,
recent. Like it's
yeah,
like
it's like two
Yeah.
years ago or something like that.
Yeah,
okay.
I think they're on their second season, but it's goofy because they're like obviously like 30-year-old women and they're playing like middle schoolers. And that, I think that's what's funny as shit to me about it. But you should watch it. Like you'll get a kick out of it. Like
Okay.
watch the first episode, and if you don't like it, then I mean what you see is what you're gonna get. So
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah.
yeah. Which do you like better at shows? Circle Pit or Wall of Death?
Uh, Maybe neither. Just keep everyone safe. I know that's lame.
No, I feel that.
No, we'll go circle pit, just like circle pit, especially around the tent at RIP Warped Tour.
Yeah.
That's the real deal.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. Well, actually, it might come back. Franz from Attila has been talking
Oh
to
yeah.
Lyman about, but like, anyways, they're like legally obligated to like not do it for 3 years. So we'll
Uh,
see how it goes. Like 3 years from now, I bet somebody will pick it up because I think if you put the right roster together, I think it can be very profitable, especially now. There's so many like alternative things coming about. Metalcore is like popping off again. I think it's overdue, you know?
Would love
absolutely.
to see
Yeah.
it come back. Yeah.
I think it will. Um, so if you could, and it was an option, which headliner would you rather open for? Silverstein or Blink 182?
That's a tough question. uh Silverstein's probably like my favorite like heavier, whatever the word is, post hardcore, however you describe them, band.
Hmm.
But Blink's like my favorite band. Uh, so I'd have to say Blink if I had to pick.
Yeah. Wow, that's tough. I'll go Silverstein. So in case like either one ever watches this, they're like, oh, they said it, so we'll take them. We'll let them open.
Yeah, two of the best bands for sure.
Yeah, dude, for sure. I feel bad because I've never seen Blink, but I need to. Like, I always felt like I didn't see them in their heyday. So, like, I feel like it wouldn't hit the same for me now, but it would be cool to see like Travis and Mark doing their thing.
Yeah.
So hypothetically, of course, if you could have one or two things, would you rather have all the tattoos you've ever wanted or a brand new, just for you guys, new RV?
I'll take an RV.
Yeah. Yep. RV. Yeah.
The trailer we have currently is in Derek's driveway, and it's nice, but it's getting old, so we could use an RV.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's
The wife
interesting.
hates the trailer in the driveway. It takes up too much space. It's like next to my basketball net. I'm trying to shoot hoops, and the trailer's there. Pain.
All right. So, which band do you like better? This Wildlife or Comeback Kid?
Comeback Kid. I don't know this Wildlife very well, but love Comeback Kid. Love Wake the Dead. Great album.
Yeah, I'll ditto that. Come back, kid. Yep.
Nice. I don't know if you've been to either of these places, but where would you rather go? Australia or the UK?
The UK, because Australia's really hot, and I hate hot weather.
Yeah, don't they have like scorpions and stuff down there?
There's like
No, not a fan.
spiders and stuff like that. Poisonous stuff. I don't know. UK
Yeah,
seems safe.
Yeah, we'll go. Yeah, that's where we'll go.
Nice. All right. So, if you could, would you rather hang out with your favorite celebrity or would you rather hang out with your favorite musician?
Favorite musician probably.
Yeah, I get to hang out with Pat all the time. So there we go.
There you go.
I get to always chill with Derek, so it's
Awesome. And here's the last of the icebreaker questions. What is one band that you would love to just pick their brain about all things music?
I would say it's probably like a generic answer, but if I could just talk to Tom DeLonge about music, that'd be ideal. He's my favorite musician of all time and my childhood hero, and that would be my pick.
Nice.
Yeah, wow, that's a tough question. You end in the 25 with the toughie.
I know.
Wow. I don't know. Recently, I've been listening to actually, you know what? I'm gonna go with Eminem. I'm just gonna go with Eminem.
Nice. I wouldn't expect that one, but dude, that's a good answer though, because guys has an impressive career.
Yeah, I would like to know what's going on upstairs with some of his lyrics. Get some answers.
Great way to end it. Well, anyways, thanks for playing the icebreaker questions. I hope you guys have fun with those and it wasn't too boring for you.
Love questions like that.
Yeah,
Those are
not at
great.
all.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone really likes that part. And I was just a guest on a different podcast, and he was like, "That's the favorite part of your podcast, or my favorite part of your podcast." So I was like, "All right, well, got to keep that shit in there,
Yeah,
Can't get rid of that."
Hell yeah, man.
Well, anyways, so what have you guys been up to? I know the world is basically ending and everything's going to hell, but what have you guys been up to?
I think the big thing for us, just making a lot of music and working on promoting it in some different ways. We put out an EP in the spring called Epilogues, and was it May that we put that out? I can't even.
Sure. Yeah.
I keep thinking it's May or June, but we put out an EP in like late spring, and then we really just started working on the full length in early summer, and just recording all summer, and more recently been working on getting merch ready and getting some videos and whatnot ready for the album, and working because we have day jobs. That's basically it. I miss anything, D?
Nah, you got it. You got it all. Day jobs.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that sucks. We all have to work. I wish we can just fly through the wind and do our art and be cool with that, but
Yeah.
so do you guys like binge watch any TV shows lately, or do you guys listen to any podcasts in general?
I like Shane Told's podcast, Lead Singer Syndrome. That's pretty cool. And then what have I been watching lately? I've been watching The Boys on Amazon. I don't know
I
if you've
love
heard of
that
that
show.
one. Yeah, it was insane.
It's amazing.
I'm like almost finished with the second season now, so that's what I've been up to.
Yeah, I just finished Bly Manor. Is that what it was called? I think
Yeah,
on
dude.
Netflix.
Yeah, The
Yeah,
Haunting. Yeah, dude.
yeah,
I've seen that too.
That was
Yep.
good too.
That was crazy because it was like a 9-hour like movie.
Yeah,
And we just like me and my wife just straight watched it because every episode it just left you hanging, and they got to that part where they were basically talking about each character, and dude, the way they filmed that and the story is just it's just binge worthy. So
yeah.
shout out to
Oh,
that.
yeah.
If anybody's
Yeah.
listening, go check it out if you haven't watched it yet. So yeah, I'm really interested in the new album. I'm just speaking in the future because this will drop later on, but your album is out. And so October Forever, something I've kind of like seen through your recent like discography is that you guys like release it around like Halloween, or like there's a lot of Halloween themes like in the art and stuff like that. Can you kind of elaborate on that or explain that?
To be honest, like like a couple years back, we put out like our first full length. Like we thought it was an EP, but Night Terrors in 2018, and we put that out in September. And some of the the lyrics and the instruments in there were a little darker, so we had an idea to make like a jack-o'-lantern. The artwork for it, and then I think we did skeletons the next year, if I'm right, D, right?
Yeah.
I think that was the next year. So I don't know, it's just like it kind of just happened. I wish I had a better answer for it. It just feels right to put out music in the fall. and
And like it helps. Like Pat and I are both teachers, so it's easy to record in the summer because we're
yeah,
off in the summer, and it's all ready for October. So kind of like it works out well, I guess.
yeah, it always ends up that like that's the time to record and to to write and to work on stuff together. Is usually the summer is the best time so that we can put it out in the fall. I also love Halloween, and I love horror movies and all that kind of stuff. So I think that's a big part of it too. But it just kind of something that started happening, and now I feel like we have to put out music every fall.
Okay, it's time to take a break. Let's listen to some new music coming from Driveways. In this week's Hidden Gems section, I wanted to incorporate 2 songs off the album October Forever, Leaves on Parade, and of course October Forever, because that's the way they ended the album. They're both 2 beautiful fucking songs. I cannot wait to fucking just listen to these songs with you guys. Some honorable mentions are also F5, Cemetery Gates, and then another favorite of mine, Sleep Paralysis. So those are some good ones to get into if you want to check out the album later on. Let's go ahead and get into this so I can shut the hell up. I now present to you Leaves on Parade, followed up by October Forever.
At the leaves on parade, they flooded the sky, but I can't wait for the season to change. We're just watching them die. When I peeled back the layers and looked at the truth, I saw what I feared, just a person that can't comprehend the abuse, that pretends not to hear you now. The colors look beautiful, red and yellow rivers in the street, but to them it's a funeral. There's death in the deceit. I'm not worth it. You can't fall back now. I'm imperfect. A long ride home in October. dream and miss it when I wake. If ketamine could fix it, I would take a fistful every day. R.I.P. to Smith inside his grave. Between the bars, I wish that I could stay in prison with a blame. An unresolved condition I should face. The foliage is different in the rain. The colors look beautiful, red and yellow rivers in the street. But to them it's a funeral. There's death in the deceit. I'm not worth it. You can't fall back now. I'm imperfect. A long ride home in October view. And I know you missed the mountainside. The foliage is out tonight, dying to look beautiful for you. She said, come out and look at the leaves on parade. They flooded the sky, but you know I can't wait for the season to change. We're just watching them die. I'm not worth it. You can't fall back now. I'm imperfect. A long ride home in October view. And I know you missed the mountainside. The foliage is out tonight, dying to look beautiful for you. I'm fading away. I'm painted in shades of decay. There's a light at the end. I brace for my final descent. The colors expose the end of a struggle that broke you down. I should have told you how. I don't know if I can hold it together. My heart is turning cold with the weather. October forever, I'm over the terror. I'm part of it now. I don't know if I can make an exception. Even Michael wore a vacant expression, a face of deception, the hatred that crept in. I'm part of it now. I've been in the dark so long that I can't see light. I committed sin so wrong that you can't make right. You treaded down a dark path in fall weather. Flashlights glow, but you don't feel better. Your blood flows, but you still feel dead inside. Still feel dead inside. I don't know if I can make it till morning. I hear somebody breaking the door in the basement. I boarded, their faces abhorrent. I'm frozen in place. But Laurie Strode would never lie down defenseless. I decided it's time to find my redemption, but my eyes lamented in my night's reflection. There's a mask on my face. I've been in the dark so long that I can't see light. I committed sin so wrong that you can't make right. You treaded down a dark path in fall weather. Flashlights glow, but you don't feel better. Your blood flows, but you still feel dead inside. Still feel dead inside. end so wrong that you can't make right. You treaded down a dark path in fall weather. Flashlights glow, but you don't feel better. Your blood flows, but you still feel dead inside. I don't know if I can hold it together. My heart is turning cold with the weather. October forever, I'm over the terror. I'm part of it now.
No, that's really cool. Like, no, because I was listening to the, October Forever, obviously, and there was like I forget which song, but there was a line about September. So I was like, okay, this must be kind of like planned in a way. They obviously know that they're going to drop it in October. They're aware of that. So that's why I was wondering if there was like any planning that went into being like, all right, we're going to release this around Halloween.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I think that's the goal for as long as we're a band, is we're always going to be trying to put out music in the fall.
I'll just go ahead and say like my rating for the album. I feel like I have to because I already heard it. But I mean, honestly, I'm not trying to like gas you guys up or fluff it up, but I really think it's like a 5 out of 5 to me. I showed it to my wife, dude, and she loved it. And she's not very easy to impress, especially with my kind of music, because I listen to like emo, screamo stuff. And she liked some of it, but not all of it. My favorite song, I really did like Sleep Paralysis. I like the modern production and stuff like that. Are you guys gonna keep going in that direction?
I feel like in a way, yeah. Like I feel like we've always had like little moments, even since our first EP, like of like kind of like a hip hop influence in our stuff. Whether that's a lot of synths, like I really like messing around with keyboards and stuff like that now and then in our music, and like Ryan will always help me with like programming, and our producer Tommy with like programming some fake drums over stuff. And over time, like, yeah, it's evolved a little bit into, like I've said this before, like I'm not like a great singer, and like part of like the compensating for that is I'll try to like write stuff in a way where it's like almost kind of like the verses are a little more of a rap verse, and there's a lot of rhyming, and I'll try to make stuff as entertaining as possible with. I don't have like the best range in the world. You know what I mean? I'm not like the guy from Panic at the Disco or anything like that.
I
so
get that, yeah.
I think that's kind of been a kind of like we've always messed with that a little bit. And then on Epilogues, we put out that song 456, and 13 years later that had a little more hip hop influence. And then, yeah, this album, and I'm glad you like Sleep Paralysis because it's a little out there. Like I'm a little self-conscious about it. I'm hoping that the kids will like it and not think it's too weird, because it's all hip hop drums and MIDI instruments. There's no guitar in there. You know what I mean? So, But yeah, I can see us continuing to maybe move in that direction, or always have that be part of our sound, I think.
I think it's interesting. It's kind of like, I feel like you guys are ahead of the curve in that way or whatever, because like, that's kind of like the trendy thing now. And you guys were kind of doing that before, as you mentioned. I'd noticed that. I would recommend keep doing it. Not that my opinion even matters, but you guys are definitely onto something. And I feel like you're ahead of the trend in that regard. You know what I mean? Look at MGK. Like he's just now doing that type of stuff. Like, isn't that kind of ironic? Like,
Thank you, man. Yeah, no, I think we'll continue to like have that be part of our sound. And we've talked a little bit about doing like an EP that's more in like the hip hop or like a blend direction, like that song and some others.
That's really cool. So like, now that has been like established that, hip hop is a big part of your influence or whatever. So like what were some like rappers maybe, or maybe producers that like have influenced you and like how you guys do music?
I think I agree with what Derek said earlier. Like, being a kid growing up in the 2000s and late 90s, it's hard not to be an Eminem fan. Back in the day, I like a lot of hip hop. I really like J. Cole. I like Drake. A lot of like the, I guess you could call it like emo rap stuff. That Nothing Nowhere is crazy. Some of these newer kids that are like experimenting with stuff like that are sick. But yeah, I'd say growing up, definitely like Eminem and 50 Cent for sure. A little bit of everything. Nas too, yeah.
Dude, those are definitely like huge people to look up to for sure. If you don't mind me asking, how old are you guys?
I am 29.
I think I'm 34. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
34.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm 29.
Yeah, we're old and washed up, man. We're getting up there.
I was gonna say because I'm 29. I'm like I grew up. We have to be close to age because I was like, I mean, I was growing up. Eminem was like popping off and all that, and it's kind of weird now. Like, rap is not rap or whatever that you grew up with. It's definitely something different now. It's not about lyrical content and being original. It's kind of like riding a wave now, in my opinion. Um, well, I have to ask, and only if you guys are comfortable. But I noticed there was some mentions of like some substance and mental health topics and stuff like that. Do like your loved ones ever like listen to your music and they reach out to you like, "Are you okay?" or anything like that?
No, not really. No, not. Yeah, there's like obviously there's some darker stuff on the album, which is like just the combination of like just topics we want to touch on and like experiences and stuff like that. But no, that hasn't happened. I no one's like, "Are you guys all right?" um, definitely some serious stuff on there for sure. But yeah, no, nothing like that has happened.
I was just curious. I think it's really cool, and that's what I like about your music. I feel like a lot of bands, they kind of some of them like have this like glossy exterior, and they just try to look like really pop and like nothing's wrong and everything's perfect in their life. And I know for myself that like bands like Counterparts and like things that we mentioned earlier, the reason I like these bands is because they admit flaws. They come off as like a real person, somebody relatable. I think that's really important to me, and I'll take the relatability all day over like an aesthetic or like a vibe or whatever. What were some of like your favorites from the new release?
So I think Cemetery Gates is going to be like the hidden favorite song. I think. Yeah.
I like that one. I like the title track October Forever. Um, I also really like the single we just put out, Leaves on Parade. And my number three would be probably this song F5. There's a song F5 on there that I like.
Yeah, that's a good one. No, I did like the Cemetery Gates. I like that song. I like the whole album. I mean, I could pick any. Like you guys are really good at like writing catchy stuff, and I feel like that's really hard. And a lot of people would be like, "Well, it's easy to do that," but if it's that easy, then everyone would be doing it, you know?
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Um, yeah, because I mean, I feel like these days, like the shock factor is kind of back, and a lot of people are going for shock. A lot of people are just going for straight melody, but I think it's really, you guys have been really consistent in writing catchy stuff. Just looking back on older stuff. You guys have something that a lot of bands like would probably wish they had. Honestly, I'm not trying to fluff you guys up. Like I'm just being completely real and honest with you.
No, thank you, man. Yeah, I'm glad that it's good to hear positive feedback in any way. So thank you.
Yeah, definitely. So, have you guys played a lot on the road prior to COVID, obviously?
We played like 6 shows a year.
Yeah.
That's about it. Yeah, we just had like not trouble finding shows, just I don't know. It's like either a local show at a bar and when you're playing at 11 at night, or it's like no show at all. So, but we haven't like toured or anything like that. Work makes it kind of hard.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah, like our drummer Ryan, like Derek and I are teachers. Our drummer Ryan is not. He has like an office job, and so it's hard for him to get a bunch of time off. I would say we love playing live when we do. We try really hard to play a couple of solid shows a year, and we'd love to do it more. But obviously, the way things are now, that's difficult. But we've been talking a little bit about trying to figure out some kind of online show or something like that this year or the next year, whenever it might be. But yeah, we weren't we didn't play up, we didn't tour or anything or play out the most. But hopefully, like you were saying earlier, if Warped Tour ever comes back, we'd love to get on that someday.
You guys would be perfect for that. So, like your Spotify, Hold on, I'm gonna try to pull it up real fast. If you don't mind, hold on, just give me 1 second.
Oh, go ahead, take your time.
Getting fancy here, guys. I learned how to do this the other day.
It's the worst when it doesn't work, when you're trying to do stuff for work and it's just all over the place and everything's lagging.
Right. You guys are on Skate Park Punks, new punk tracks, covered in punk, and Crash Course. It's pretty impressive. So, like, how did you get on these playlists? Were you guys sought out, or do you guys have an awesome manager, publicist? What's the deal?
We're fully independent. Like, it's honestly, man, it's just us. It's just us three. Like, and we are wicked thankful that Spotify has been so awesome to us. Like, they've helped us out. I mean, I'd say huge. I think, like, right, D, like before, like we did this. I think it all started with the cover.
The cover had a lot to do with the other playlists, because that was like the first playlist we actually got on.
Yeah, the
And that's
EXO
one
Tour
that's
Life
still,
cover
like,
that we did.
thriving.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then we so that got put on this playlist. And then it's awesome, man. It's crazy. It's like we talk about it all the time. We're like, we don't deserve the following that we have. Not that it's anything out of control or anything, you know. We're not some crazy huge band, but it's we've been like Drop Dead got picked up on that playlist, Crash Course, and then some of our more recent stuff has got on a few things. So yeah, we just, you know, submit the songs like any other band through Spotify, and then we've just been really lucky and fortunate that we've had a few songs get picked up.
That's pretty incredible, though. Like, just to have that many listeners. It was like 138,000. I mean, that's a lot of people. If you had to think about like how many pancakes you had to make for people like that many people, that'd be a lot of pancakes, you know.
That's a great way to think about it, huh?
Well, that's how I think as like a chef, because I'm like, even 50 people, I'm like, fuck, 50 people, that's a lot of food, man. Like, I can't even imagine getting up there in the thousands. But I'm sure you guys don't feel like totally accomplished, but I would feel totally accomplished if I hit over 100,000.
Yeah,
sure.
we used to have like this kind of like me and D and Ryan would always say like, oh, let's do this for this video. Let's like try to do this thing on social media. We had this running like kind of cynical joke where we'd be like, no one cares anyway. And now we've started to be like, all right, we can't say that no one cares because we actually have like a little bit of a following on Spotify. So, so it's been cool, man. Yeah.
That's pretty interesting. And, well, anyway, like, I know that Spotify has been like a big topic as of late between artists. I've been hearing it a lot. Like, I know you guys probably haven't heard like the new Joe Rogan with like Kanye West, but even he was kind of mentioning it and basically saying that they're not getting as the money that they kind of deserve through streaming. And right now it's complicated because you're not able to go on tours. You're not able to play live shows. And I know that's where you make a bulk of your money. Can you speak on maybe, do you think it's fair, I guess is what I'm trying to ask? Do you think like Spotify royalties are fair, or do you think it's something that needs to be improved?
That's tough. I don't know. I could say it's definitely being tough on artists who actually depend on, like it's their life, that if they don't get plays on Spotify, then they're not getting paid. I can see that being tough. I mean, for us, we don't really care. Like, it doesn't really matter how many plays we have, but I don't know. It's tough. You expect to get paid off someone having a free Spotify account. I don't know where Spotify is supposed to generate that money. I don't know how it works, but I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
I'd say
tough.
I'm just not knowledgeable, and like we were like, don't get me wrong, like obviously it would be incredible if Spotify paid you a ton of money for your streams, because then we'd be able to make some money and that would be awesome. But like Derek said earlier, like we're in a unique situation where, you know, we love this band and it's a cool, like a big part of all of our lives, I'd say. But, you know, we have jobs. This is like I don't want to say like a hobby. I don't know how to phrase it, but it's like, it's not like we're not dependent on this totally for our income. So I can see someone being frustrated with that. But we're just thankful that they've shown us the support that they have.
That's interesting. Yeah, I just wanted to ask an artist or whatever, because, you know, I can only formulate my own opinions, but actually seeing the numbers, actually seeing the money and stuff like that, I'm sure it's of a different perspective, and I just wanted to know like how you guys felt about it.
Do
Because
you put this on Spotify? This
I do,
podcast?
yeah, I do. I get
You
like
get
CPM.
was that call? What is that? Something per minute?
Uh,
What is
it's like cost
what's
per milli or something, but it's really
okay?
just 1,000. So like basically, like I just hit 1,000 listens because I'm like a fairly new podcast, and I'll be like fully transparent because it doesn't really matter. I'm not making a lot of money. I made 10 whopping dollars from this podcast, um, and that was just from 1,000 listens or streams rather.
1,000. Do they have to listen like 90% of the way or 50% of the way? How does that work?
I'm I don't think they're listening to the whole thing. I think it depends on where you put your ad, like for podcasts. Like I put my ad in the beginning because I just know that they're gonna
Uh,
like listen to it in the beginning, and
yep,
you can't really skip over that. And it's just a quick 30-second thing, and that's like how I'm sponsored through the through Anchor or whatever.
yep.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, it's pretty easy. And I feel like everyone's got a podcast now. I literally just, like you said, like a hobby. I do this for fun, and just been able to network and like meet cool people. I mean, ultimately, I would love to like do something like this, like whether it be like radio or podcasting or whatever. But it's fun to me, So I don't really try to look at it as like a job or a drag
Right.
or whatever. Probably like how
Yep.
you guys look at music, like you don't want it to be a job because then you stop having fun with it.
Yeah, I could say the same for it would be awesome if we could do it as a career, but it's just hard to do as a career. So it's like, but yeah, we're able to make a little bit of income from Spotify, but usually we just use it, we put it right back into the band.
hmm
You know what I mean? It's just stuff like that.
So I'm just kind of like assuming here, but like, so the expectation for you guys is like obviously seems very minimal, not in a bad way or whatever.
No,
So
right.
like,
That's right. Yeah.
so you guys have kind of accepted that, okay, this dream might not pop off. I might just have to be a teacher for the rest of my life. Like, what is your take on that? Like, are you just like accepting of that and like, you know what? If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
I think I think like for all of us, like I think we're coming up on our 5-year anniversary in the spring here, which I know isn't some crazy milestone, but I just love music, and I think we all just love the band, and it's a cool thing to have, and yeah, like if we're not like young kids in our early 20s or like teenage kids that are like, oh, I hope we get signed, like we have jobs and bills to pay for, which I'm sure you can relate to, man, like
Mhm.
life and stuff. If some crazy situation came about, like of course I think we would all be like, let's do it. Like, but I think like you said, we're kind of just happy to be expanding the band and getting the listens up and hopefully making it better, but if not, it's all good. Like I'm happy where it's at too. Like,
Mhm. Yeah, I'm just curious. Like, I want to know, like, maybe personally, but so do you guys find it hard, like finding that balance between doing this, balancing your work life, your relationship life, whatever? Like, how much of your time, your free time, goes into the actual music to get things done? Um, like in regards to your day, like how many hours are you putting in, maybe a week or something like that, towards your goals?
it kind of depends on like where we're at. Like for example, um like I haven't been to the studio in a couple of weeks now. We have the same producer we always work with, our buddy Tommy, and Tom Ianello, and we were over there a lot during the summer. And I would say like with writing and the beginning of the writing process was we were all kind of socially distanced, so it was definitely a lot of time like recording demos and sending ideas over to Derek and sending ideas over to Ryan and getting some feedback and collaborating and working on everything. I'll be honest, it can take a lot of time, and
Yeah.
this album was definitely the biggest thing we've ever like worked on. Like in the past, we've done like EPs, and then we did Night Terrors, which we thought was an EP, but is listed on streaming as a album. So I guess that was an album, but it was 7 songs. And so I'll say, this time around has like, it was a pretty big commitment. Like, and we knew it was going to be a big commitment in terms of like the time it takes to write and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely not like, that's why I like, it's hard to call it a hobby, like, cause it's like, it's definitely something that we all take seriously and put a lot of time into. But at the same time, we're not touring year round. We're not doing all kinds of different things that a signed major label band might do year round. So when it's time to work, it takes up a lot of time, but there's definitely like a Driveways off season, I think. Like, that makes sense. I don't know if it does.
No, it does. I didn't know if like D wanted to add anything. He looked like he was gonna say something. I was like,
we're like the most like Driveways work so well because we have three like of the most easygoing people, and like we're so understanding, and it just like that's why it works. Like I have a wife and a kid. Ryan is about to get married. Like
I'm a
we
loser.
know we have like we all know we have like real life stuff going on and stuff needs to happen, and we're all totally understanding, and that's why it really works like really well for us.
Yeah, like
No pressure.
when we decided to do the album, like I had a lot of like demos written, and I was talking to Ryan and Derek, and Ryan and Derek were like, "Yeah, if you want to do it, let's do it." Like there's no like, there's never any pressure. We're just kind of like, we just kind of go with the flow.
dude, that's really cool. And it might be a stupid, obvious question, but why October Forever?
I just feel like kind of like you had asked earlier about the fall. When we put out Skeletons last year, which was like our second like fall release, I remember seeing a lot of fan comments online that were like, "Oh, like another spooky season, like it's Driveway season." And I kind of saw that, and I was like, this is kind of becoming our thing. Like we're becoming a fall band. So I kind of figured we should just lean into it a little bit, and it helps because, like Derek said, it makes sense with recording and working in terms of the timelines. And I think a lot of our like our content, like our lyrical content and the music, something about it always like sounds like the fall to me, if that makes any sense. And I just kind of want, and it's our first like real full length, so I've figured what better topic or title to go with than October Forever, to kind of let everyone know, we are the Halloween band. That's us. Like, not the best one for sure, but that's our thing. Like,
I love it, dude. I'm so into spooky season. Like we're like the Addams family over here. Like we fall asleep watching horror movies, which is probably not a good thing, but we love shit like that. We're all about it. Anyway, I'm gonna kind of try to start wrapping it up here. I don't want to take all your evening or whatever. So like, do you guys have any like crazy road stories? I know you guys don't have like an expansive amount of touring experience, whatever, but is there any like funny stories that you're willing to spill on the show?
Me and the drummer Ryan were in bands, two separate bands, like for the longest time back in the day when we were like 18, 19, 20, and we used to actually go on tour. Nothing really happened as like we were like 18 or whatever, 15, 16, 17, but we did go on tour. Well, like we were in high school, and that was pretty cool. We used to go like during February vacation. We used to have to like skip school to go on a little tour to play to nobody in Pennsylvania, but still we were doing it back in the day. Nothing crazy, but that's what it was.
It's awesome. What is like one show that you remember going to, maybe when you're younger, or maybe recently, but like what is the biggest show that you remember like going to and just like being just in awe of what was going on there?
I saw I was a little older, like I was in my 20s or like early whenever it was, but I the best show I ever went to is I saw Blink on that first tour back when they got back together. Like when they were, I think it was before they put Neighborhoods out, if I remember right. They hadn't recorded it yet, but I saw Blink on the same show as TBS and 4 Years Strong. And I had never seen Blink live ever at that point. I'd seen Plus 44 and Angels, but I hadn't seen Blink. So that was pretty cool. That was at Mohegan Sun in like 2010 or whenever it was, or 11 or something.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the craziest show I ever seen, probably Warped Tour in 1999. I saw Eminem perform on one stage, and
Oh,
then
shit.
immediately after Eminem, it was Blink-182, and you're never gonna see that ever again. So
That's pretty crazy. I didn't know. Damn, I feel stupid. I didn't know like Eminem would be at like Warped Tour, but they,
1999, yeah,
that's awesome. They always kind of have been like grabbing. I'd noticed that there's like always like some hip hop artist there, some rapper there, usually. So, damn, they've been really like doing that for a long time. I guess that's insane.
yeah, yeah.
That's cool. I learned something. Learned something new today.
There you go.
Well, anyway, yeah, I'm not gonna take up any more of you guys' time. I really do appreciate you guys being on the show and just carving out some time for me. And
Of course.
you know,
Yeah.
I want you to get back to your evening. And so anyway, we started in a fun way. Of course, I'm gonna end this thing in a fun way. And this is the question I ask everyone before we leave. So if you could have anything in the world, tangible or not, what would it be?
As of right now, freaking COVID vaccine. I want to go to Disney World. What the hell? Come on.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with that one. A vaccine for COVID would be awesome.
That's a good answer, actually. Yeah, I want this shit to be over with, man. It's kind of crazy because, like, you know, other countries have obviously been, you know, doing it a lot better than us in some regard or another, and the fatalities aren't as high and stuff like that. But just kind of seems like maybe we should have stayed in lockdown a little bit longer before we started phasing out and stuff like that. So I think
hear
we
you,
would
man,
be in
yeah.
a better place. I mean, I'm not a scientist or I'm not, don't take my
Same.
opinion for nothing, but yeah, I think we did it kind of shitty in my opinion.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyways, dude, thank you guys so much. And is there anything that you guys want to say? Any final thoughts you want to leave behind to the viewers? Anything you want to say about your band before we head out?
Just first of all, like, thank you for having us. And for reaching out, and to all our fans, like, thank you so much for, if anyone's listening to this, for listening to us and supporting us, and check out the album. It's going to be out by the time this is out, so go listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
And thanks so much. Never thought that we would have the fans that we have, or the amount of, you know, support that we have, and it's awesome and crazy. So just thank you.
Yeah. And if any student of Pat or me listens to this and hears this right now, we will give you 100 on your next project
Yep.
or assignment. Free homework
Certified.
pass if you mention this. So we'll see.
Dang, that's cool. I wonder who's getting the free grades out here. Well, do your homework, kids. And there again, that was Driveways. So go check out their new release, October Forever. Thanks again for being on the show. Let me know if there's anything I can do for you guys.
Sure. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Yo, that pretty much does it for today's podcast episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. As always, I really do appreciate it. Every listen I get, it just means a whole lot to me. And if you want to support the podcast, you can do so. There's a link down below. I think it's through Anchor. You can contribute as less or as much as you want to, and you don't have to do that at all if you don't want to. Of course, it would just be dope if you shared or something like that. Just let other people know about the podcast, because all these platforms, they do a fucking shitty job of helping promote podcasts. So if you like the show, please recommend it to a friend or give me a dope ass rating or something like that. Or just keep tuning in as always, because I'll keep doing my thing. I do appreciate each and every one of you. And until I see you guys on a future video, shine on.
Hell yeah.